Chelsea are one of the greatest football teams in history, winning 2 Champions League trophies, 6 Premier League titles, and even 8 FA Cups. I want to build a past and present Chelsea team, and we're going to start off with one of the greatest Chelsea players of all time. It's going to be this Gianfranco Zola. Yo, he's basic. Is he fresh? Baby, he's fresh for 99k, baby. Zola, fresh card. We like a fresh card. We don't want anything that's used. This man played over 7 years for Chelsea, playing 311 games and scoring 80 goals. And what's crazy about that is he actually didn't win any Premier Leagues with Chelsea, but he did win 2 FA Cups and he won the Super Cup against Real Madrid. But he is one of the greatest players for Chelsea of all time, and he has to be in this striker spot. But let's start off in this goalkeeper position. I could choose so many goalkeepers here. I could choose Kepa, I could choose Edouard Mendy, I could choose Percek or Courtois. But I'm gonna go for one that fits in this team very well. Thibaut Courtois. I personally think the best keeper Chelsea ever had was Percek, but this Courtois fits in the best in this team. After you see it, this man played over 154 games for Chelsea. He made some amazing saves in his time, and he also won 2 Premier League titles with Chelsea, which is very big. But this man's a very class keeper right now for Real Madrid. I need him in this team. He's a past Chelsea player. But as I said, I like Percek the most, and I also think he was the greatest. So I'm gonna buy this Percek, and I'm literally gonna put him in this bench position. To be fair, I feel like I'm mugging off the Chelsea fans here by putting Courtois here instead of Percek, so I'm literally gonna swap them out. I don't care about chemistry. I will make it work. Man served 11 years for Chelsea. He won 4 Premier League titles with them, and he also won the Champions League. So he is one of the greatest goalkeepers of all time, and I have to keep him here. Otherwise, I am the biggest donut you have ever met. And all the people in the comments will call me stupid. By the way, in the comments below, let me know who you think the greatest goalkeeper in history is. But in this left back position, I'm gonna buy an English man who played for both Arsenal and Chelsea. Even Percek did. But it's gotta be this Ashley Cole. He's 170k, which is quite cheap. Played 8 years for Chelsea, and he played 7 years for Arsenal. Man won the Premier League 3 times, but only once with Chelsea. He even won 3 FA Cups with Arsenal, but 4 with Chelsea, baby. He won the Champions League with Arsenal. He won the Champions League with Chelsea. He won the Europa League with Chelsea. This man is a baller. He was a baller. He's won so many trophies in his life. He's an English man. I'm an England fan, so I love it, and he has to be in this left back spot. And we're gonna move on to this right back position. Another English man who is actually present in the Chelsea team, whereas all these players we bought right now are all past players. And his name is Rhys James. Man is only 22, and he's a very good player for Chelsea. He's got pace, he's got strength. He won the Champions League with Chelsea 2 years ago. He's a very loyal man to Chelsea, and he's a very good player at this current position. I actually don't know a lot of right backs who I could have bought in this position. Maybe Azpilicueta, but I think this Rhys James is an absolute banger, and he's gonna be a very good prospect for Chelsea. We need to start filling in this bench position. And we're gonna buy a man who just moved to Chelsea. He went from Arsenal to Barcelona, then from Barcelona to Chelsea. And his name is Obama Blood. Yeah, he's 80k. I have to buy him. He just signed to Chelsea, like literally yesterday. Well, I don't know when this video is gonna go out, but he signed yesterday on the transfer deadline day. For you, please subscribe so I can grow a beard like Messi. I'm gonna buy a man who has been very, very good for Chelsea last season, but unfortunately, he moved.
Dreadful.
And his name is Antonio Rudiger. Rudiger, I want you in this centre-back position. This man played over 203 games for Chelsea. He actually somehow scored 12 goals. He was very rough, he was aggressive, he was strong, and somehow this man never got shown the red card. And in this centre-back position, I'm gonna buy an icon card from France. And his name is Marcel Desailly. It's only 142k. Wow, this game is actually dead. This man played 6 years for Chelsea. 222 games, scored 7 goals. This man was actually the captain of Chelsea. He won the World Cup with France in 1998, and that's the season he moved to Chelsea. But he led Chelsea as a captain, as a World Cup winner. So he has to be in this squad. He's 142k. This man's a legend, and a lot of Chelsea fans will also agree. And I know there's no John Terry in this team, but he is not in this game. Otherwise, he would have been the first player I picked, as he's one of the greatest Chelsea players of all time. And as Aubameyang's a new signing, we also might as well go for another signing. Gonna be this Raheem the Dream Sterling. This man just moved to Chelsea, and wow, he absolutely destroyed my team, Leicester. This player's apart with 2 goals, and look where we are on the table. We're gonna get relegated. Well, he cost Chelsea 47.5 million, and he proved it in the game with Leicester. He was absolutely beautiful. Scored a banger against us, and I honestly think this guy's one of the greatest players of all time.
Are you serious?
Well, he's not the greatest of all time, but he's a very good player, and he absolutely split apart my team. And I also want to buy another player who lives in my heart. Player who made my YouTube channel blow up. And it's gonna be the Fortnite man. I like to play a lot of Fortnite. Timo Werner. Timo Werner, I will buy you for one of my favorite players, and look at that beautiful card. I have to buy it. I mean, you know what makes me happy? At least he lives with the Champions League trophy. The greatest player of all time. find is this team will win. But let's start to buy the big boys of Chelsea. In this CDM position, we're going to buy one of the most iconic Chelsea players of all time. It's going to have to be this Frank Lampard. Man played 6 years for West Ham and moved to Chelsea for 11 million. Then went on to play 517 games for Chelsea. Scored 172 goals, got 110 assists. And because of this man's quality, 2005, Chelsea lifted the title after 50 years.
Yeah, boy.
This man was a very big part of Chelsea. He also won the Champions League in 11-12 season. Lampard was a very big role in Chelsea. He has to be in the CDM position. Lampard, Zola, Terry, them three are just the goated players of Chelsea. But there's 4 more players left in this squad and 3 players left on the bench. In this bench position, I'm going to buy this hero Joe Cole. This man played 281 games for Chelsea. Got 40 goals, got 43 assists. And this man was part of the 2005 squad, who made Chelsea win the Premier League after 50 years. Then went on to win in 2006. Then went on to win the Premier League again in 2010. So he has to be in this team as a very legendary player. Moving on to this CDM position, I'm going to buy a man with a very big bunda. Currently not playing for Chelsea, but was one of the greatest Chelsea players ever. He's now at Real Madrid and isn't doing very well. And if you don't know his name by now, you seriously are dumb. Of course it's going to be Big Bunda Hazard. This man was a wizard at Chelsea. He used to fly by players with his beautiful dribbling. And that goal he scored against Tottenham brought the trophy back home to my team, Leicester. That makes me and Hazard a very close connection. He's 108k, one of the great players for Chelsea, and he has to be in the CDM spot. We'll have to change his position after though. This man lifted 2 Premier League titles with Chelsea, and he should go down as one of the greatest of all time for Chelsea. In this camp spot, I'm going to buy this prime icon moments, Essie. This man served 7 years for Chelsea, playing 247 games, scoring 15 goals, winning 2 Premier League titles, 1 Champions League trophy, and 3 FA Cups with Chelsea. This man is a very special player, and I think we have to buy him in this squad. He's a legend for Chelsea, and he is a legend in football. And in this bench position, I bought this Mason Mount, and I put him on the bench position, and I also did the same with this Ruud Gullit. And now that leaves 2 more players in this team. And in this cam position, I'm gonna go with a man who has the cutest smile in the world, from France, the World Cup winner, and his name is N'Golo Kante, one of the cutest players in the world. And I just dropped 1.7 million on it. The man's won 2 Premier League titles in his career. One with my team Leicester, baby. 2! And he also then moved to Chelsea and won it straight after. He also won the Champions League with Chelsea, which he would have never done with Leicester. So well done. Well done for choosing a good decision, my friend. And he also won the World Cup. So this man is level. He's one of the greatest Chelsea players. He is the greatest Chelsea players at the moment. There's 1 more player left in this team, and it's one of the greatest strikers in Chelsea history.
Do you want to be rich like me on Ultimate Team?
Yeah, baby.
Then make sure you check out U75 for the cheapest and most reliable Ultimate Team coins. Use code RAD for 5% off. Link is in the description. Soon!
And his name is Didier Drogba, baby! Bro, I just bought this guy. Man played 8 years at Chelsea, 341 games, 157 goals. This man was the first ever player to score at a new Wembley Stadium against Man United in the FA Cup final. And him winning that Champions League in 11-12 season, it was one of the best feelings for every football fan to experience. And he won the Premier League 4 times. This man's on a different level. Boys and girls, the Chelsea past and present team is on! If you enjoyed this video, then YouTube is telling you that you'll enjoy this one even more. So click it right now and go watch it.